So once a guy, he called the TV station. He said once he opened the door and he found his wife doing something, you know. And so he's asking the sheikh what he should do. He said, obviously your wife, she is having an affair with the genie. The best way to get rid of him is to read Quran. Read Quran.
That's nuts, isn't it? Now look, what's the logic behind Muslim women wearing burqas and things along those lines? Because, you know, I've kind of understand it in my head, but I've kind of a little bit confused, let's say. Is it to stop the men from just being over sexually compulsed, if that's even a word, to go on, you know, have sex with them? Or is it to kind of like prevent the women from molesting the men? Like, what's the deal? It's to stop men from being sexually attracted to women and just going crazy?
Well, you know, Muhammad, he made an image for the women as a devil. Muhammad, he said literally that the women, she come, yeah, this is how he said. He said the women, she come, she advance and retires in the shape of the devil. So one of you sees a woman, he should come to his wife, and for, you know, that will reveal what is in his heart. So Muhammad, he told them clearly that all women are shaitan. Just by seeing a woman, you are seeing a shaitan. So no matter what you do, you are going to be excited by looking at the women.
That's what it is.
And Muhammad, he mentioned that women, they have many awra. Awra in Arabic, it is something shame to show. You should not expose in public. But you see, the awra we know usually, it's like your private part, you know, or the women breast for a woman. You know, like to show, reveal things should not be revealed. But in Islam, all the women is a awra. Muhammad, he says the women, when she get married, she cover only one awra, which means she secure one part, that is her vagina. And when she die, she cover all. So she is awra, all of her. You know, she have 10 awra. Her voice is awra, her face is awra, her hands is awra. All of them, they are private part. And when she get married, she cover only one awra. When she dies, she cover them all. So the only way for a woman to be you know, for her private part is not going to be exposed is death. But Muhammad, the funny, you know, the hypocrisy about Muhammad, when he said that the women, she come and retire in the shape of a devil, then we need to ask ourselves, if the woman is a devil, she come in a shape of a devil and she live in the image of the devil, why Muhammad, he have 13 devils at home, they are wives, and God knows how many hundreds of sex slaves, if they are devils? Why he want to have from them as much as he can?
Indeed, it's like it's void of logic, Islam, huh? It's like they throw all these things, and if you actually start investigating, going deep, just the mathematics behind it, you know, the calculations, it just doesn't add up. It makes no sense.
You know, if you want to talk about sense in Islam, nothing makes sense. Like what sense when Muhammad, he says that Allah will make the penis of the Muslim man endless? I mean, imagine a man, he have an endless penis, what he can do with it? Imagine you have a woman next to you, but your penis is in different galaxy, and what you would do, you will call him to come back, make a U-turn, you know. So all the stories Muhammad, he come with is kind of madness. And to speak about make sense, that is the last thing, you know. It's like you are making a what they call it, the dark comedy, like Muhammad and sense, like what it makes sense that you will have an orgasm of 70 years, you know.
It's pretty much your life, huh?
Yeah, like, you know, you go to visit Muhammad, you know, you knock at the door, you know, Muhammad is having orgasm, you can hear him. So you come next year. Next year you come, you know, you go around the world and you come back, and then you knock at the door, Muhammad is still have orgasm. You come next year, the year after, and the year after, and the year after, and Muhammad is still having orgasm. You go and you swim and you make you visit Hong Kong, you visit Philippines, you visit Japan, you visit Sydney, you come back, Muhammad is still having orgasm. I mean, how in the world we can speak about logic when it's come to this man?
It's true. It's amazing he had time for anything else.
Yeah. What, you know, well, Muslims, you know, always Muslims, when they hear things which is really obviously stupid, right away they will say to you, those hadith are weak. Anything you say to them, it's weak, it's weak. Now, if we say to the Muslims, what is logic in the Quran to describe for us the boobs of the women? Hadith is weak. Anything we say is weak. Is the Quran is weak? Why we need to know the size of the women boobs in the Quran. What is exactly the point of that? Obviously, but you know, all of Islam is a mad religion. What kind of God he want to promise me that in the heaven I'm going to have a bracelet? I can go to the mall right now and I can get 10 of them. I mean, what bracelet? And what the point of a promise me I will have a couch? You know, come here.
These are the incentives. These are the incentives. Yeah. So you die, go to heaven.
Yeah, I mean,
get a bracelet and a nice couch.
So those, you know, you go to heaven and then you find there a couch. I mean, that's it.
That's it. Yeah,
come here in America, you know, drive it through like during the day, or they collect garbage, and you will see how many couches in the street, and they are new. You put TV, you put TV here in the street, nobody take it. Big screen TV. So you know, couches, bracelet, pillows. I mean, pillows. Allah, He promising me pillow. You know, so the promises, obviously, they are made for those Arab who they are poor, Bedouin. They dream to have this because this for them this is a fantasy. This is something they never saw before. So now He is promising me a garden and have a grape. Believe it, a grape. We will eat a grape in the heaven, and you will have clear water. Yeah, clear water.
Bananas as well as a big incentive.
Yeah, and even the water is clear because finally, you know, those people they suffer from the from drinking water because most of it. It's because they don't have springs of water, you know, so the water is salty. You know, if you I don't know if you've been in Saudi Arabia or any in the Gulf countries, water there, even if you find it, it is not healthy. It is salty. This is why you see in countries like Saudi Arabia, when they build, you will see a Saudi guy, he built a nice villa, and then after 10 years the villa is coming down apart. Why? Because the sand is full of salt. The concrete is full of salt and they cannot get rid of it. The water itself is full of salt. So when you build concrete or you build a building and the building contain a lot of salt, that's mean the concrete is weak because salt is salt, you know. So He promised them clear water. Finally we will have a clean water. He promised them that you will not have heat, you know. Well, this is a promise you make for somebody live in Saudi Arabia, but somebody live in Alaska. If you say to him, I will give you a heaven, or even you in England, like you know, most of the year you have the sun is not there. So imagine I promise you will go to heaven, and this heaven have always rain. I mean, or you will never see the sun, or you will never have heat. I mean, this is people they pay money to go and lay down under the sun in many places. You know, they have fake machines to get that. So the promises is made for a Bedouin man who live in the desert, fit with his mentality. And this mentality is they like, as an example, the Arab, they love to drink. They are drunken nation. So Muhammad, he promised them rivers of wine, not a cup of wine, rivers. And then they like honey, so river of honey. They like milk, river of milk, you know. So all those rivers just to satisfy the needs of a Bedouin man. If the followers of Muhammad are from Germany, Muhammad, he will add a river of beer.
yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. And some bratwurst as well, a nice sausage for the Germans.
Yeah, and some hamburger too, and shish kebab.
Very nice, very nice. Look, I tried to interrupt you twice on that. I said a but, and then my question has gone. So that's annoying. But I still want to discuss this topic, which is free will within Islam. Can you discuss that a little bit, please?
Well, in Islam, there is no, nothing is called the free will. You see, the Islam is all of it is about based on something is called al-qadar. The Muslim, he cannot be a Muslim if you don't believe in al-qadar, which means destiny. All the Quran is based on this. As an example, Muhammad, he make it so clear that when a person before he is born, Allah, he write his destiny many years before he come to existence. As an example, there's a story in the hadith about Moses and Adam. They have a debate, they have an argument. Musa said to Adam, let me put it in the screen so people they can see it. Musa says to Adam, because of you we are out of paradise. So Moses, he said to Adam, he said to Moses, do you blame me for something Allah he wrote for me in my destiny 40 years before he created me? So even the sin of Adam was not a choice for Adam. And Muhammad, he says, and this is how Adam was able to overcome Musa's argument. So the correct answer is the sin of Adam was not his choice. It was written for him 40 years before his creation. And this is the hadith in front of us for those who they are seeking reference in YouTube. 40 years before the creation of Adam, Adam he commit, Allah he wrote for him his sin, and it says there, are you going to blame me for which Allah had ordained for me 40 years before my creation? So which is very stupid, by the way, because if Adam he commits sin and that was the plan of Allah, and Allah is the one who wrote the sin for him as a destiny, so why Allah he punish Adam and kick him out of heaven? It doesn't make sense. But as we said, nothing in Islam makes sense. And the same for everything. Muhammad he said that one of you will do the work of people of heaven until there is a distance of a cubit between him and the gate of heaven, and then what is written by Allah will take over, and he will start doing the act of people of hellfire, and he will go to hellfire. And then he said vice versa, when a person, if you're doing the act of hellfire, and then what is written all his life, the deed of hellfire, and then what is written by Allah will take over, and then he will start doing the deeds of paradise, and then he enter paradise. So go into hell, go into paradise is not really based on your deeds. Muhammad he make it so clear. It is based in what Allah he wrote for you as a destiny, which means you convert to Islam, you don't convert to Islam, it's a stupid idea, because it is written for you already where you will go. One more thing, just to make it more clear. There is a story of a child who died, and Aisha she said to Muhammad, there is there is a paradise for this child, for he is a bird from the birds of paradise. I mean, this guy, he's just an infant, he died, and he will be in heaven. So Muhammad he rebuked her, and he said to her, don't say that, for Allah he created for heaven, who is for heaven, and who is for hell, before he created them. So which means here sin have nothing to do with going to hell and heaven. Are you getting my idea, Ben? He's an infant, he's a child. Aisha she said it clearly that this child he did not even reach the age of committing sin. But Muhammad is still did not like what she said, that he guaranteed to go to heaven, for Allah he decided, he wrote his destiny before he created him. So the idea of Islam is a full of contradiction, as we said before. In one place says that if you commit sin you go to hell. If you just obey Allah, you go to hell, blah 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 blah. And then here we see a child who is a son of a Muslim family, and yet he will not go to heaven guaranteed, because Allah he wrote before he created him if he will go to heaven or he will go to hell, but yet he have no sin. In the Bible we find the opposite. Jesus said, if you don't become like those, the little ones, you will not enter the heaven. So which means the children are going to go to heaven. Muhammad he have a totally different idea, that heaven have nothing to do with your deeds. However, by the way, in different places he contradict himself. He speak of deeds, like the Quran says, those who do good deeds, etc., 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 paradise for them. Here we find the opposite. And this is
I've got a quick question, and can you just see if I've got the right end of the stick with this? So if there's no free will within Islam and Allah's already got everything planned out for you, people who then go and do horrible terrorist atrocities and go murder people in the name of Islam and actually get away, not get away, but actually do commit murder people for their fellow Muslims, do they think, well, because he actually achieved this attack, it was the will of God and he did God's asking, and then how can I judge him because this is what God wanted? Is that correct?
I don't know if you watch any videos of ISIS with the translation, but in Arabic they say in chapter 8 verse number 17, you did not kill them, but Allah is the one who killed them. وَمَا رَمَيْتُ إِذْ رَمَيْتُ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ رَمَى. I did not shoot my arrow, it was the arrow of Allah. So when the Muslim, he taught in the Quran, and this is Quranic verse, this is not a hadith. When Allah, he told them, it's yes, it is you hold the sword, it's you who killed them, but in fact it's not you who killed them, it is Allah. It is not you who shoot, it is Allah. And the verses in front of those who want to read from the Muslims, in case they are listening. You see, we don't say things without proof and reference, and we make it clear for everybody. So you did not slow them, it was Allah who did slew them. And you did not shoot, it was Allah who shoot. So what is left of the crime? Nothing. It is Allah who did it. And but when it's about a crime, you see, the Muslim, they have two sections. Crime is to kill a Muslim. But it is not a crime to kill non-Muslims. The Muslim, they lie to us. They say the Quran says if a person killed an innocent man as if he killed all mankind. That verse is about killing a believer.
Okay.
Yeah, they lie to you because they don't know Arabic, and you do not know that you don't have a good knowledge in Islam. So they quote always, even Obama, he was quoting for us this verse, but this verse is not about killing non-Muslims, because Muhammad, all is Quran, chapter 9 verse 29, there's many verses clearly saying go and fight those who don't believe in Allah and don't believe in Muhammad and last day, etc., from the Christian and the Jews. That's the reason why, because they don't believe in Allah. And Muhammad, he sent the 3 letters to 3 kings saying convert or else. Aslam taslam. You wanna be safe, convert. And here we see that Allah is saying to them, it's not you who slew them, it is Allah. It's not you who shoot your arrow, it was Allah. That's why when a terrorist he shoot at you, you know, like in the field, we see in the video, he say وَمَا رَمَيْتُ وَإِنَّمَا اللَّهَ رَمَى. وَمَا رَمَيْتُ. It is Allah who, it's not me who shoot, it's Allah who's shooting. So the Muslims are convinced, based on their religion and the Quran, that when they shoot, it's Allah shooting. When they kill.
So how? Just a quick question. So how, if you're a devout Muslim, someone who follows Islam, and you know you believe with all your heart, can you criticize the actions of ISIS?
You know, as a Muslim, you cannot criticize anything. Islam is about, you see, many people, they say Islam means submission. That's absolutely false. Islam means you surrender. So the second you start questioning, you are an apostate. You cannot,
really? You start questioning, you're an apostate straight away.
You see, all the verses of killing in Islam is about apostasy. You know, like some naive ones, like you have a guy, his name, I forgot what his name. Somebody tell me, guys. The guy in England, he have a show. Is Nawaz?
Majid Nawaz.
Yeah. In his show, he said that you know, Islam says there is no compulsion in religion, etc. But this verse is not about really what this idiot he's saying. This verse is saying that Muhammad, he heard the news that the Jews, they are not allowed in their children to believe in Islam. So Muhammad, he said to them, you cannot force your children not to convert to Islam, but Muhammad, he will kill them if they will leave Islam. And if you go you know, in the Quran, you will find it clearly that the Quran is speaking, that's with no doubt, that you have to do jihad against anyone who questioned the authority of the Prophet and the question the authority of Allah. So when a person he speak to us about Islam is not forcing you to convert or not forcing you to believe or you can leave Islam, that is a false statement and have nothing to do with the truth. All the words of Islam is about apostasy, and there's something people do not notice, that the Muslim believe that every person is born as a Muslim. Muhammad, he taught his followers, I don't know if you heard this before, the Muslims, everybody, you and me, the Hindus, the Buddhas, everybody is born as a Muslim. And then his family.
They use the expression of revert to Islam, don't they? Not convert, you're reverting because you're already a Muslim.
Right. This is why they say the word revert, because simply you used to be a Muslim, but your family made you Christian or a Jew or a Hindu or a Buddha. So everyone is born a Muslim, but he leave, you know, the religion, and because of that, so he have to be killed. So all the war, as an example, if you go to chapter 9 verse number 73, it says Ya ayyuhan nabi jahid al-kuffara wal-munafiqin. So the Muslim, they translate, they say, oh prophet, you know, do jihad against the kuffar. We know who is the kuffar, those who refuse to believe in Muhammad as a prophet. Okay, who is the munafiqin? Those are the apostate. So when somebody like this guy Nawaz, he said there's in Islam, there's in the Quran, there's no verses speaking about killing apostate. He's speaking his ignorance. So fight those who they are kuffar and those who they are ex-Muslims, the apostate. Now who is the ex-Muslim? All of us, including the Muslim who leave Islam today, or the one who is born as a Muslim, but they you know, they decide to leave Islam later. So all the killing in Islam is a killing of an apostate. Mistakenly, people think that when jihad is carried on, is jihad against someone, he is a Christian only. The fact those for the Muslims, he is not a Christian, he is an apostate.
Of course, we're all apostates, as we've all left.
Everybody is
not, you know, yeah. It was a, you know, a conscious choice. We've all left Islam.
Yes, this is all, and there's no question. You know, there is always, you know, the problem is when you try to reach out to knowledge, and you don't speak Arabic, and you don't have a good knowledge. Even if you speak Arabic, is not enough really to get the clear meaning, because you have to study hard, you have to research, you have to find things, you have to connect the dots together. You know, studying Islam is the same as an investigator trying to find who did the crime, because the Quran is like imagine you have I give you some rice, and then I give you 1 gallon of sand, and then I say to you, okay, this is the sand and this is the rice, and I mix them together, and then find out which is sand and which is rice. So you have to spend a lot of time trying to find out where we can find the rice and where is the sand. In Islam, there's a lot of sand, which will make you confused. Verses are not connected. The Quran verses have nothing to do with each other most of the time. The Quran author is suffering from flight of thoughts, and this is why, yeah, you know, you see suddenly one verse he's talking about the flying carpet, the second verse is talking about something else. So there is no connection between them. However, if you go as an example to chapter 9 verse number 73 and verse number 74, those two verses are very much connected, and they explain each other. Muhammad, he have to do jihad against the unbelievers and against the hypocrites, and do jihad against them. And then verse number 74 explain who are those the munafiqeen. It says those who they are after leaving Islam, they left Islam. So a person who do not know, he will tell you there's not even a single verse in the Quran speaking of that. But all of us, we knew there's a war, it's called the war of apostate, and this war happened right away after Muhammad's death, and the one who carried it is Abu Bakr. So was Abu Bakr not a good believer? There's no Muslim will dare to say no, except if he's a Shia. So apostasy war exist from the time of Muhammad. For all the wars of Islam is the wars of apostasy. The Muslim, they say to you, we are born with fitra. What is fitra? Fitra is to be a Muslim. You are born as a Muslim.